Sunday. It's cold, and I'm in my sleeper, and I'm getting ready to watch movies. And usually on rainy days that are really cold like this, I try to figure out what I'm going to watch, and it's usually a toss-up between my husband, which is Bugs Bunny, or scary movies. So I figured, why don't I just talk about some of my favorite scary movies and some that are not so hot to me. So I decided to pick through my movies and let you guys take a look. The first movie I have, wait, let me give you a disclaimer. I'm going to show you a few movies that I bought them a long time ago. My father has a basement that's full of scary movies, and they're all kind of like amazing. I thought it was amazing, so I started my own. But when I started, I bought VHS tapes. I still have a VCR. I still use them. That's how I roll. So the first one is my VHS copy of The Glared. There it is. Creepshow. This is a really, really, really great movie, and me and my sister quote it. Well, my sisters, we quote it a lot. It's funny. Stephen King's amazing, of course. So there's a lot of great stuff in this one. This is part one. Part two is not so hot, but it still has some good moments in there, so I'm not going to say no to it, but if you love horror movies, I would check it out anyway, just to do it. That's one. And yes, my tapes still have the plastic on them. Protects it. But anyway, Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm sure everybody knows everything about it, and this is the original, the one with Johnny Depp. It's fantastic. It's great. I did not see the one that was done recently with Freddy's backstory. Not really that interested, and I'll get into why I'm not interested on the next movie. But yeah, this is a good one. If you haven't seen it, I don't even know what to say. Next movie, Fright Night. If you haven't seen this movie, yeah, this is evil. Evil. And this has tons of funny lines in it, and it is from the 80s. It is kind of cheesy, but it's great. And I found out probably a little early last year that they were redoing this movie, and was not very pleased about that. Not that I have a problem with movies being remade. I think it's awesome if they're going to remake a movie and there's a story that needs to be told, like if it's a prequel or something like that, and you can add to the story, great. But if you're just taking a movie that's good and just redoing it from scratch all the way through, I know go see. I don't want to watch it because, one, there's writers out there who are coming up with ideas every day, and we as the audience member, we never get to see it because studios kind of want that built-in audience, the built-in tickets that are already, they know they're going to sell. And for me, I want to be entertained, and I'm not going to be entertained watching them redo a movie that I think is fantastic. And if you haven't seen it, go to Netflix and watch it. It's great. So that's my rant about remakes. Not all of them are bad, but I'm really not that much of a fan of that. This next movie, however, the lead character on this movie used to scare me. I used to have nightmares. My father has a doll that is fantastic because he rocks. This would be Hellraiser. The Hellraiser series is frightening. There were a few at the end that were like, you don't want to watch those. There is one that I don't have that I have to get, and I will be getting it soon. The one with the character, all of you horror movie people out there who know what I'm talking about. There was one guy who would throw CDs, as cheesy as it was. He would throw CDs and they would go and chop you in the head or chop you wherever, right? They cut your arm off, whatever. I happen to like that one. Stupid as it may have been, I loved it, so I will be getting that. But these are really good and kind of creepy. You should watch it if you haven't. And if you're just not really into scary movies, I understand. I have a baby sister who's just like that. She's a chicken too. But anyway, this one is an oldie. It's George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. I'm sorry I'm not calling you a chicken, but my sister is. Day of the Dead is a zombie movie, classic zombie movie. I believe it was done in the 70s. I believe so. I'm just going to read it really quick. I can't see that dark. It's too dark in here. But anyway, Day of the Dead. It's done in a mall. It's fantastic. And if you like zombie movies, it's really good. This one's good. Another zombie movie that's good as well is Night of the Living Dead. This one's not the original black and white version, which is good as well. This one I loved because it had tons of funny moments, but tons of zombies that come out of, you're getting chased by zombies and brains, 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 brains. This is the typical thing. They want brains, they want to eat, they want to live. But some of these zombies in here are so emaciated that you kind of doubt whether or not zombies are fake, because they have to, it's good. It's really, really good. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Another one that's not old but is done by one of my favorite directors and writers, Quentin Tarantino. Love you, Quentin. I think you are fabulously brilliant. Love you. That would be a dream to be in one of his movies. Quentin and Martin Scorsese. Perfect. Love them both. This one is good. It's from Dusk to Dawn. I thought it was funny, scary, great one-liners, and everybody did a really, really good job. Juliette Lewis, awesome. Love her. So, yeah, this is another good one. And all of you other horror movie buffs out there, if you're aware of Horror Fest and the 8 Movies to Die For, I usually, for Christmas, my birthday, I'll ask my family members to buy me such and such scary movie, or can you buy me this? And they'll usually go, okay, and they don't give me anything. If you're watching, they won't buy it for me. So that was my look to them. But my sister did take the time out to buy me a series from the Horror Fest movies, and she did. She bought me that one year, and she's lacking. You could kind of add to the collection. Not that I don't appreciate what you got me, but I need some more. So 2 of my favorites from the one series that I did get was The Grave Dancers and The Hamiltons. Both of these are really, 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 really good. I cannot tell you about The Hamiltons because that will give away too much of the movie, but if you have Netflix, you should go check it out because it's really good. If you've already seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. It's an independent movie, and for some people, they need all the fluff and the from like a really well-budgeted movie, and this, you can tell it doesn't have like the biggest budget, but it's still a really good story, and I really, really liked it. That's all I'm going to tell you about that, because otherwise I'll give away too much. Other than that, Grave Dancers, very, very good. Like, there's a man in here. He's old and bony and scary and perverted, and just, he creeps me out. But this is a really, really good movie. Check it out. It's called Grave Dancers from the Horror Fest. It should be on Netflix as well. I don't know if it's instant. Sometimes they get on instant and then they take them away, and then that sucks. Another cheesy movie I keep this in a different box so it's not there, but Night of the Demons. You gotta love Night of the Demons just for the lipstick scene. I would say out of the whole movie, that is the one unnecessary scene that they have in the movie, is the lipstick scene. Night of the Demons. I could have done without that. Another one is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, I have a few friends that know exactly what Killer Clowns from Outer Space is, and other people who have no idea, and I try to explain it to them, and they go, yeah, okay. No, the movie is great. Cheesy, yes, but it's great, because you have clowns from outer space, and they need people, and they need to drink blood. So what they do is they have cotton candy guns, and they shoot them at you, and it wraps you up in cotton candy, and then they hang you on these little light bulb looking things, and then they take their curly straw, and they stick it in, and they suck the blood out. It's awesome. It's a really, really, really good movie. Another movie that was good, but very gory, was Hostel. Love it. It was good. I could have done without the first like 30 minutes of the movie though, because that was really just made for men, and I had no interest in seeing it. Second Hostel, however, loved the ending. I think it was fantastic, and I loved the backstory of how they explained how all the sales took place. Loved it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, another good one. I don't really need to tell you about that. You guys know. There's one from 2003, this is the poster that I'm holding from it. 2003 one is really, really good. Also, the prequel is okay, but the original will always be the best, period. Other scary movies that, well, they're not technically scary movies, they're more like thrillers, but to me, it scares the life out of me, because all of these horror movies that I've just mentioned to you have some type of monster, zombie, hooby-dooby, scary something in it, and you can just kind of like say it's fake. It's fake. But say a movie like No Country for Old Men. That man could actually exist. You could actually go into a store and someone could call you friendo and be exactly the way, and that in itself creeps me out more so than any of these monsters will ever do. So that is a good movie just because it creeped me out a lot. Frailty, Matthew McConaughey. That's a good movie as well. It's one of those that, the possibility of someone being warped or something like that happening is possible, and that in itself is scary. A movie that I am not a fan of. I said I'm going to only mention one because I don't want to really be negative. My number one no for scary movies that I did not like is Paranormal Activity. Not a fan. I didn't like it. I was annoyed by the movie. I did like the special effects. I do like the fact that they made a lot of the creepiness of stuff moving around. That worked. That was fine. But I wasn't a fan because there were so many times, 5 minutes into the movie would have been over because that just would have been it. It just felt like it kept going, and it made people seem like they were stupid and they didn't have any common sense, and I don't really like that. I don't like that setup for it. But other than that, that's my movies for today that I want to talk about because I love them so. And yeah, thanks for stopping by and listening to me rant about my favorites. And I think I'm going to go and watch Bugs Bunny. Yeah. I might watch a scary movie later. I think I might watch Ginger Snaps, actually. And if you haven't seen Ginger Snaps, check it out. But, yeah, I'm going to watch some cartoonies and Ginger Snaps. And hopefully you guys are having a great day. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. And I'll talk to you later.